Good morning and welcome to the Dumpster Fire 3.1 here on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. I'm Josh. First of all, may the 4th be with you. It is Star Wars Day. I couldn't be happier. I got my Darth Vader jersey on. It's going to be a fun day. I can't wait. Also, today is a pretty significant day here on campus. If you are graduating next Friday, starting this morning at 9 a.m. in the bookstore in the Student Commons, you can go ahead and pick up your cap and gown. I picked up mine. Next week, I get a walk across that stage again. It's been a long time coming. I can't wait. My brother is also graduating. Shout out to my brother. I apologize, folks. The caffeine has not kicked in this morning. Story of my life. But anywho's, my parents are going to be at the graduation. My godparents are going to make their way from Denver to the graduation. Last semester when I graduated, it was a little bit different because at the time my parents had some medical things they had to take care of. And there just weren't that many people at the graduation, and also it being in the middle of December and it being bloody cold and snowstorms and everything, didn't have as much of a turnout. But now, now that we have the rest of my family that's going to be there, it's going to be an awesome time. Not to worry, I stated it on the last episode, and I will go ahead and state it again. The Dumpster Fire will continue. I plan on taking class over the summer. I plan on just taking radio courses and getting every single little thing done before finally deciding what to do next. As for what the future holds for me outside of Ames, I'm not sure yet. I've been talking to some I've been talking to a radio station. Also, radio is just one portion. There may be other media companies that I can use this kind of knowledge for. Other media companies, other news agencies, entertainment agencies. We'll see where it goes. I really don't know. The future is wide open for me, and I think that's probably the most exciting part of this whole thing is, in the words of Bon Jovi, my life is like an open highway, or my heart is like an open highway. Wow, I just misquoted Bon Jovi. I'm sorry. But it's just going to be this has been such a ride for me these last few years. I went from making the choice to leave a degree program in which I had some ability in, but I wasn't happy in, and deciding, you know what, I'm going to go to school. If I'm going to go to school and I'm going to pay all this money, I'm going to do something that I really want to do. And I did. And I'm going to be honest, that whole first semester, before I even made it onto the air, I didn't really know. I didn't feel at that time that I had the confidence to really pull off something like this, but now I'm here. I really am here. I've been doing this now almost 2 years. I've made some incredible friends. I've gotten to really start to dive into this industry that I love. I've gotten to launch so many things as a result of this now. I have my own podcast. I have my own music. It's just been a complete 180 from the kid who started doing all this a couple years ago. And there's still more to come. Believe me, there's still a lot left in the tank. So many ideas that I'm going to bring to fruition one way or another. And at first I did feel like I was fighting a bit of an uphill battle because compared to a lot of the other radio students that we have, I'm a little bit on the older side. So there was a lot of times that I'm feeling that I'm playing catch up, but at the same time, I feel like I am enjoying this ride a lot more at my age now than I would have if I tried doing this when I was younger, because younger me, he just needed a hug. He just needed somebody to care for him. But anywho, that's not the point here. We're here to have fun. We're here to be entertained and also here to be informed. But I'm not going to tell you about any of the stuff happening on TV because gross. No, I'm kidding. It's just not a thing I want to cover on this show. That's been always the main goal of this show, to entertain, to make people laugh, to make people forget about the world and all the gunk that we have to see on TV every single day and night and on social media and Anywho's, let me go ahead and give you all a quick check of your weather. You know, that thing that we really do need to know about so we can plan our outfits accordingly. And also whether we're going to plant or not. Hey. In Fort Lupton, we are currently looking at 60 degrees, a high of 71, a low of 42, mostly cloudy skies, wind gusts of up to 3 miles per hour. In Loveland, we are currently looking at 60 degrees, a high of 74, a low of 44, partly cloudy skies, wind gusts of 1 mile per hour. In Windsor, we are currently looking at 62 degrees, a high of 75, a low of 44, partly cloudy skies, wind gusts of up to 2 miles per hour. And in the home campus of Greeley, we are looking at 62 degrees, a high of 75, a low of 43, partly cloudy skies, wind gusts of up to 2 miles per hour. It is warm out there, but the clouds are looking a little bit dreary. I mean, I get it. We need the moisture, but please let me have the sun. I don't need the rain right now, or God forbid the snow. I really don't need the snow. But anywho's, also we are, wow, I could have thought that better. I did not mention this, and I do apologize, folks. Jeff will not be in today. It looks like it's just going to be a solo show just with Moa. But it's going to be just, we'll see where the show goes. That's why it's called a dumpster fire. But in the meantime, I will go ahead and let it get back to the music with a song that meant so much to us Colorado Avalanche fans this past season. Sadly, we couldn't defend the Stanley Cup. We couldn't run it back. The Stanley Cup will have to leave us and go to whoever ends up winning the Stanley Cup Finals. But don't you worry, we'll be back sooner than you think. We ain't done yet. Up next, we have All the Small Things by Blink-182, who are also going to be playing at the Ball Arena on July 3rd. And here we go. I'm going to go ahead and hit the music here on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 3.1 here on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. I'm Josh, and I'm just cutting in really quickly here. Just a little bit of a music breaking news. I don't get to do these very often, so I'm totally going to take advantage of it, especially since it is one of the last episodes of the semester. Just announced about 10 minutes ago, 50 Cent. Remember him? Oh, yeah. That was my childhood right there, like him, Eminem, that was the whole G Unit thing. That was, oh man. Anywho's, he has just announced the Final Lap Tour, celebrating 20 years of his debut album, the game-changing Get Rich or Die Tryin'. I listened to that album so much as a kid. We are at the 20th anniversary of the album. He's announcing a tour. He actually did announce a stop in Denver, July 23rd at the Ball Arena. It will be 50 Cent with Busta Rhymes and special guest Jeremiah. I don't know his name. I'm sorry. But what has me intrigued here is that he's calling it the Final Lap Tour. So it's like, 50? You done? Like, it's weird because comparatively speaking, 50 Cent's not that old. He's only 47. Eminem's older and still cranking out albums left and right. So, you know, what could be coming next? It's tricky to tell, but it is pretty big news. A couple of days ago on his social media pages, there was a countdown kind of mentioning the 20th anniversary of Get Rich or Die Tryin'. But here we go. Looks like we are getting this 20th anniversary tour. It should be pretty fun. I wonder if he's going to do the whole album front to back, which I really hope he does, because that album, that was just such a centerpiece of just that time frame as a kid. I can't wait for it. We'll see what happens from here to there. But now I will go ahead and let it get. Actually, we're just going to play some ads here, some sweepers. Got to pay the bills at the end of the day. And then up next, we got All the Good Girls Go to Hell by Billie Eilish. Enjoy. And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 3.1 here on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. I'm Josh here on this Thursday. We are getting so close to the end, folks. We got this. Just got to keep pushing through. We are still in the middle of Dead Week, but keep up the good work. Next week is finals. Then we got graduation coming up. I'm telling y'all, keep up the good work. Right now may be the hardest hop of all because we're so close to the end. but it is so worth it. Believe me. Also, too, in the world of gaming, right now it is kind of a crazy time. Next Friday, also the same day of graduation, shameless plug right there. We have The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom coming out. I already got that pre-ordered. You know I'm getting that day one. I love Zelda. Also, too, if you love the Spider-Man games on PS4 and now PS5, it just got a little bit cheaper here for you. There was a PS5 remaster of the Spider-Man video game, but up until today, actually, it was locked to picking up the Ultimate Edition of Spider-Man Miles Morales. Back then, if you wanted the PS5 version of Spider-Man, you had to buy the Ultimate Edition of Miles Morales to get both games. They just released an upgrade path just today. If you have any edition of the Spider-Man game, whether that's the PS4 version, doesn't matter if it's digital or disc, or if you have the Game of the Year edition, for $10, you can upgrade and get the PS5 version of the game. That's a lot cheaper. If you've never owned the PS4 version of the game, that's fine. You can pick up the PS5 version also as a standalone, but keep in mind, if you go this route, it costs you $50. Honestly, if it was me, if you don't have the game, if your PS5 has a disc drive, right now the PS4 version of the game it's honestly really cheap nowadays. You can probably get it for maybe less than $20 now, or $30 at the most. If it was me, I'd just pick up the disc for the PS4 version and then just pay the extra $10 and get the PS5 version. That's just what I would do. But this is great news. I actually know what I'm going to be installing right when I get home today, because I've wanted that PS5 version of the game. I bought the PC port of the game and it ran really good up until recently, and now the game just keeps crashing because honestly, the game was very demanding on PC, and I'm pretty sure that my computer, I just have to tinker with it, but it just wasn't running it as good as it used to anymore. But I know on PS5 it runs beautifully, so there we go. Also, as of right now, at the time of this recording, Star Wars Jedi Survivor still needs some work, still needs some patches. Also, Redfall just came out, and the reviews, oh man. We'll see what happens there. You know, it's something when the head of Xbox says, yes, this game fell short of our expectations, and he's blunt about it. That's one thing I do really like about Phil Spencer. He's the head of Xbox. Is he doesn't try, he's kind of an everyman, and he is also a massive gamer himself. So if he's not afraid to beat around the bush, if he says that a game that they released is falling short of his expectations, then you know something's up. So it's a crazy time in the gaming industry. Xbox right now, they've just been getting hammered in terms of just not many exclusives. And right now, I mean, Sony's doing a little bit better. Obviously, you know, they have Horizon, Spider-Man, God of War. So they do have a handful here and there. The Last of Us, obviously, which got a huge resurgence because of a certain little HBO show. But right now, Xbox, in terms of exclusives, they haven't had very many. Even some of the bigger games this year on Game Pass, such as, for example, High on Life. No, that was last year. My apologies there. But how do I say this? Some of the bigger games on Game Pass, like Atomic Heart, those are Atomic Heart, High on Life. Some of these games that opposed to these big numbers have also been multi-platform games. Ghostwire Tokyo, which is now on Game Pass, it used to be a PS5 timed exclusive up until about a few weeks ago, and now they just released the Xbox port of the game. But a lot of these games are multi-platforms, and a lot of the exclusives, I mean, Halo Infinite has been having trouble as of late just keeping players involved in the game. Redfall obviously has not had the best launch. It's a tricky time right now, and then for upcoming exclusives, we just have to wait more and more. We do have a Forza Motorsport reboot coming out later this year. We haven't gotten an exact release date yet, but it's been tricky for Xbox. I mean, Game Pass, I love it. I have it. It gives me access to so many games that I don't have to pay full price for, which I love, because there have been some games that I have downloaded on Game Pass that I was hyped for, and then I installed them, I played them, and I was like, nah, this isn't for me. And if anything, I was happy because I didn't drop, full price on that game. For some people, oh, they really enjoy a certain game. And for me, if it's not my thing, it's like, okay, I'm not going to bash the game. It's like, all right, no, not my thing, not my kind of game. And we move on from there. So all in all, just a crazy time right now in the video game industry. Right now, we are still in the midst of the WGA strike. The Writers Guild of America is on strike. There is a notable list of TV shows and films that currently have their production stopped as a result of the strike. The strike began at 12:01 a.m. Pacific time on May 2nd, so we are about on the second day of the strike. We'll see how long it lasts. The last one in 2007 going into 2008 lasted over 100 days. So we'll see where this one goes. I hope they get something sorted out soon. I really do. Just because we saw the effects of the last one. You can tell with a lot of TV shows when they got replacement writers in, when they saw that the strike was going on for a while, that did affect quite a bit of shows. And we got some weird combinations of films, TV shows as a result of the strike. So here we go. These are shows. First, I'm going to list off talk shows that have been affected by the strike, because these ones, they have new episodes almost every day. So they are really feeling it right now, especially if you like late night TV. So here we go. Jimmy Kimmel Live, The Daily Show, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Late Night with Seth Meyers, The Talk, Real Time with Bill Maher, The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. That's pretty much all the late night shows that are affected right now as a result of the strike. Right now, you can still watch them on TV. They're just airing reruns from now until whenever the strike is over. As for television series, so these are scripted shows that are currently in production that have been shut down as a result of the strike. Season 3 of Abbott Elementary. Season 12 of American Horror Story. Season 8 of Big Mouth. Season 6 of Cobra Kai. Season 2 of Night Court. Season 3 of Power, also known as Book 3, Raising Kanan. Saturday Night Live, oh man, that stings, because Saturday Night Live has been on a roll as of late. The episode of Pedro Pascal and the episode of Jenna Ortega, those were amazing. They've been on a really good roll as of late, and this Saturday's episode was supposed to be the return of Pete Davidson. Sorry there. I love Pete Davidson. He's funny, and he's figured out how to date like every starlet in Hollywood at this point. Like, he's a god, if you ask me. Season 4 of The Orville, also part of the strike. Production has been stopped. Season 3 of Yellow Jackets also has been affected. Right now, and these are now shows that have been currently unaffected by the strike. Superman Legacy, James Gunn did just recently admit in an interview he managed to get his his outline for the script and his script submitted prior to the strike. Gutfield, unaffected. The View, unaffected. The Kelly Clarkson Show, unaffected. Season 2 of Good Omens, unaffected. Season 2 of Rap-ish, unaffected. Season 2 of House of the Dragon, unaffected. Somehow. We'll see where it goes. Obviously, this is going to have, if this strike goes on any longer, it is going to have some widespread ramifications across the entertainment industry. However, and this is just my opinion, I support these writers. They should be able to make a living wage to produce these shows while these streaming companies are raking in billions upon billions of dollars off of their work. The writers deserve a fair share. That is my 2 cents. I support the writers. Take as long as you need to get that deal. I stand with you. Wow, I apologize, folks. I really can't talk today. It's the end of the semester. My brain is tired. But don't worry, it's almost over. I'm right in the thick of it with all of you. We will make it through this. And anywho, we will go ahead and kick it back here to the music on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. Up next, we got Ready or Not by the Fugees, followed by some Slipknot. Enjoy. And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 3.1 here on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. I'm Josh. Right now, I'm just going to go ahead and take just a quick moment here to give y'all one more check here of your weather before the top of the hour. It's been just a crazy week, and here we go. Right now in Fort Lupton, we are still looking at 60 degrees, a high of 71, a low of 42, mostly cloudy skies, and wind gusts of up to 3 miles per hour. Right now in Loveland, we are looking at 60 degrees, a high of 74, a low of 44, partly cloudy skies, wind gusts of 1 mile per hour. Currently in Windsor, we are looking at 62 degrees, a high of 75, a low of 44, partly cloudy skies, wind gusts of up to 2 miles per hour. And on the home campus of Greeley, we are looking at 62 degrees, a high of 75, a low of 43, partly cloudy skies, wind gusts of a whopping 2 miles per hour. That was it for the weather update. Now I will go ahead and let it get back to the music here on AIM Student Radio. Up next, we got Fake Your Death by My Chemical Romance. And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 3.1 here on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. I'm Josh, and that about does it here for today's episode. This was the penultimate episode of the semester, so I will go ahead and be clearing out here for the day. We will be back on Tuesday. Jeff will be here. We will have special guests. This will be I'm calling it the season finale for the Dumpster Fire 3.1. I've had a running gag going on, and I figure, well, I might as well reveal it just a little bit. So each year that we've done the show, I've added a number to it. So the original incarnation of the Dumpster Fire was originally myself, V, Dax, Jeff, and an array of special guests. That was the Dumpster Fire 1.0. Then over the summer, I ended up rebranding the show because it was just me all summer, so it was the Dumpster Fire 2.0. Granted, I didn't think this through at the time. I figured each year will be a different number instead of each semester because I'm just going to run out of numbers at this point. So then this fall semester, it got changed to the Dumpster Fire 3.0, which was myself, Dax, special guests, Jeff, Keon, and so on and so forth. So now this spring semester was the Dumpster Fire 3.1, which was myself and Jeff. So this will be the end of the Dumpster Fire 3.1 as we know it. We are planning on having Jeff and a few surprise guests, and it's just going to be a fun, raucous, just blow off to all of this of, a fine finale to this ridiculous show. Over the summer, once I come back, I do plan on doing the Dumpster Fire 3.2. And the joke is just going to keep going on as long as I'm here. Just like this show. But I do seriously thank you all so much for listening and hanging with me throughout the years as we've been working out what this show is, because that's the glorious part to me. This is the most glorious thing about this whole show. That's why it's called the Dumpster Fire. I don't even know what it is. It has no definition. Each incarnation has been slightly different, going from a very music-oriented show and doing a lot of music-related discussions in some of the previous incarnations to now what we do with Jeff, talking a lot about sports and video games, music, movies, to the incarnations that we did with Dax, which were just all over the place and borderline chaotic. It's been an absolute thrill and a pleasure bringing this show to all of you. And the show, like I said, it's not over. Oh no, not by a long shot. This show will continue. The formats change, but at the end of the day, it's always a dumpster fire. You were all warned. I thank you all for listening. You all have a great rest of your day. Keep up the hard work. We are almost done with this semester, y'all. We got this. Up next, we got Dancing with a Stranger by Sam Smith. Enjoy.